I'm not afraid of like very many things in life. I think probably the thing that I'm the most scared of at this point in my life, aside from cutting trees down, is loading and unloading the camper off the truck. That's by far the scariest thing ever in the world. Chopping trees down is second. It's also very windy up here today. It's very windy. There's choppers flying all the time, water bombers. There's a few fires in the vicinity. Yeah, it's just not exactly either an ideal time when it's windy like this to cut trees down. I have cut some trees down before. Steve has taught me how to cut a tree down, and I have cut some small trees down before. But I don't know, I just avoid it. I usually get him to cut all the trees down, and I just kind of don't like it, but I need the trees today. We are here to get the posts today, the 4 corner posts for the timber frame. If I can get that done today, get them at least organized and get the bark off of them and just get something done. There is this cluster of trees here, all in there, that are all dead. Not all of them, but a lot of them are dead. And it's just messy, and they probably need to come down anyway. So I am going to tackle those little trees in there. Yeah, I want my mom. First thing is first, Mr. Rotten has to go. Mr. Rotten has to go. Let's see if I can kick it down. Just yeah. Not quite. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take this one next. I cleared a little bit, so I'm wanting it to go this way. It's hung up in a tree there. Woohoo! I'm just starting to see a few holes in it. You know, I might have to cut down some live trees, I guess. I mean, these all probably really have to come down anyway. All these dead ones, they're gonna fall eventually anyway. I'd rather try and use one that's dead standing but still good, rather than cutting something alive down that doesn't need to be cut down, but I think it's gonna rain too. The other thing that the thing that had already been in my mind too was, could I use some of the trees that we had already cut down that were in the way for where the cabin is, and they're here. For the most part, they're too big, so I want to kind of stick to Smaller trees, like this is so small, this is a tiny little timber frame. And knowing that roundwood is 30% stronger than its milled counterpart of the same size, I think I'm gonna stick with like around anywhere from 5 to 7, I think is what I'm gonna go for. But anyway, I've got some down here. It's so windy right now. So this is 6 inches by 6 inches. I think that's reasonable. It's manageable in terms of maneuverability for me to be able to handle. So, and this is something we cut down, so I know it's not dead and shouldn't have any bugs in it. I think this one is too small. It goes to like 4.5 by 4.5 inches at the top. I guess it's an option. At this point, I don't really know. I think I'm gonna end up cutting like several and then see what I've got, see what's the best. It's an option for something anyway. It was already cut, so. But there's this one right here that is 6 by 6 there. It does get thicker, but it can be an option too. This is maybe actually a good size. So it's 6 by 3/4, 6.5. Yeah, this one's good. It's amazing how quickly the worms come in. There are worms in the wood already. In the bark. So here's one hole. Crazy. Unless this had worms in it to start with. There's one. So this is a larch tree, tamarack tree. What type of worm is that? One that kills these types of trees, I guess. Go away. I guess that's why getting bark off the trees right away is important. Yeah, there's worms everywhere. Okay, holy smokes, get out of there. I personally am not sure what the quote-unquote rule is surrounding this issue. Will the worms or insects leave once the bark is off the tree? And is this still usable timber? I don't know, so I would love to hear the thoughts of those who have experience with this. One thing that would be really nice is if I had a couple of like sawhorse type things to work on. So I might make something like that, I guess. The weather is not on my side. It's starting to rain and it's so windy. I'm gonna head down. I think it's around 2. The dogs are blowing the bullshit whistle too, so I gotta cover things up. And then, so I've got those 2 logs there, peeled. and I'll come back up tomorrow. I think tomorrow's supposed to be okay, weather-wise. Rained out. I'm staining the one of the bedrooms right now. I just started it last night. I finally picked a color that I thought I would like, and it is called Grey Willow. And actually, I feel like it's a little bit too dark for my liking, but I've already started it. So I'm either gonna have to accept it or I can remedy it somehow down the road. Whether I can use these ones or not is whatever. I'll use them for something at some point. But I just want to stand this up. The dilemma that I'm having mentally about this whole process is where to put the timbers on the subfloor. In my mind, I wanted to have them so that they were seen on the outside of the cabin, so I would butt everything up to this wood, frame the inside. I know that in timber framing in homes now, everything is on the inside and they build a superstructure outside. So it's inside like this, and then the walls are all built around the timbers with nothing visible on the outside. Knowing that this was just a cabin, I think it's acceptable to do it this way, to put things on the outside, frame in the inside, so some of it's visible on the outside, some of it's visible on the inside. I don't think these are big enough to do that. That is something I have to think about. Also, this is 8 feet, and I can tell you right now, I don't think I'm going to make the walls 8 feet high. I think I'm going to bring them down. I might bring them down to 6 feet, maybe 7 at the most. I do want a fairly steep pitch on the roof, so I'm going to be way up there. So I'm going to make the walls shorter. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure this part out. This is the part that's hard for me, is figuring out how to, number one, close in a square. A milled timber frame is one thing, but doing it with a round structure is another. And for those of you that have done that, I mean, it's easy for people that know it and have done it, but yeah, so this is sort of like a mental block for me right now, regardless of whether I use these or not for the posts. I do need to just acquire more material. I'm just gonna get geared up and start cutting some trees down. It got hung up. Come on. Hung up on another tree now. Shit. Right. Just one way to do it. There. I don't know what all the fuss was about. Take a little break.
Are you Michelle?
Yeah.
My name is Sean. I'm the building inspector here,
Oh, hi, Sean. Welcome.
and it's come to my attention you're building a cabin here.
I am.
Can I see your building permit, please?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've got it right here.
Great. Thanks. Did you build this here ladder, Michelle?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did.
Oh, excellent job.
Thanks. Thanks so much.
Do you mind if I just move it out of the way?
No. It's
good thing I got that helmet on. Show me here what you do with the foundation, Michelle.
Okay, yeah. Two anchor bolts here into bedrock.
Oh, anchor bolts. Great. Decking, deck joists, screws and screws. Excellent work.
Thanks.
Check that off the list. Now let's take a look at the floor joists. Nails and screws. Deck boards spaced appropriately. Yep, you want the debris to come through. You don't want anything sitting on the deck. Never mind them girls in their high heels.
Yeah. Girls in high heels. Yeah.
Okay, so one anchor bolt here, and two you said, and the ones in the front? Absolutely perfect. Perfect. Couldn't have done it better myself. Two anchor bolts. Excellent cross bracing. This bitch ain't going nowhere. All right then there, Michelle. I think that about covers it all there for today, and I just want to thank you so much for your time.
You're so welcome.
Keep up the good work. Oh, and were you gonna finish those?
What? These?
Yeah,
Please, take them.
awesome. Thanks. Really good. Hey, you have yourself a great day now.
Always.
Bye now.
Bye. Have a good day. There, so I'm sort of just set up here just for now, for today. I'll probably try and do something better. I don't know, maybe this will be okay. But anyway, just give myself some sort of working space. This is a painful process. I guess there are certain times a year when the bark comes off easier than other times. This is not the easy time for this tree. This bark is like really hard to get off. There are some worms in here, in the bark. Smaller worms, compared to the tamarack tree. I think it's the same type of worm, but smaller, definitely not as many. That tamarack tree was just infested with the bark. I think it must have been infested before we cut it down. They look like they'd been there for a long time. When did we cut that tree down? May? Yep. I'm still here. So, what did you guys think of Sean? Not a bad guy, hey? And just like that, my allotted time here has come to an end. I feel like I spend so much time planning and preparing and transporting of both myself and the tools and the materials that the actual time I get to spend on site there somehow doesn't feel like long enough. It's not that I didn't realize this to some degree from the beginning, but working on so many different projects in different locations makes it that much more challenging. In my journey back down the mountain and heading home that evening, I realized that regardless of the worms in the wood, I cannot use those timbers for the cabin posts. In order for me to build the cabin the way I want to, in the way that makes sense in my head, with some of the posts exposed on both the inside and the outside, I need larger diameter trees. Oh well, not all was lost here. At some point I will need to build a little outhouse and a little woodshed, where those logs will do just fine. This venture gave me the opportunity to again push myself outside of my comfort zone and work on my tree felling skills. And let's not forget, it gave you all the opportunity to see first-handed a building permit approved by the one, the only Sean. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.